called Nuk Korako.
A tēnā koe e te mana whakawā. A tēnā ra kouta nā pō waitaka o tō tātou matua tipuna. E Whanganui iwi, e no mahara mai ki te whare paramata. E mihi nei, e tangi nei, koutou rā tōku whakahirahira, koutou tūmanako ake nei, koutou e hāpai nei, ka mihi, rātou ki a rātou, tātou ki a tātou, anō reira e mihi atu ki a koutou katoa. E te mana whakawā, it is indeed a privilege to speak in the second reading of the Te Awa Tupua Whanganui River Settlement Bill. Sir, this is indeed groundbreaking legislation. And particularly, sir, under the Minister for Treaty of Waitangi negotiations, this is an outstanding piece of work. And I want to acknowledge all of those too who have been responsible for getting the bill to this particular place and time. And particularly those officials from both sides, from the Office of Treaty Settlements, from Whanganui iwi, and then also in particular the submitters. And in the second reading, and particularly when you look at the passage of this bill, from the introduction to the House to the first reading, and then from the first reading it being handed down to the Committee Whiriwhiri Take Māori, the Māori Affairs Select Committee. And I also want to acknowledge my members as the chair of the Māori Affairs Select Committee on the excellent work to date that they have done on this very, very unique bill. Sir, the second reading is always an important part of the journey of a bill, and particularly to talk through the various sort of submissions and the changes that have been recommended to the House on this particular bill. And I think it's important, though, I was actually at a conference last week speaking about treaty settlements and the process that we have, which is a very, very unique process, sir. It does not happen anywhere else in the world. And one particular thing that I spoke about was this bill, because what it actually does, this bill, it actually creates a living thing. This bill, the river, Te Awa Tupua. And that was really amazing in the interest that I got in this, on how this particular piece of legislation was actually about the creation of an individual, and how that actual individual really did enhance physically, spiritually, commercially around all of those who actually live along its course. So it is about indeed the uniqueness of this bill and this legislation. And I commend the Whanganui iwi on this particular sort of bill itself, because the bill, sir, was not easy, and it's still not easy, because it is actually about a balance of competing interests of multiple iwi. And, sir, all of those which actually are the users of the river. So just to look at sort of the way, sir, that some of those submissions were actually presented, and thank you to all the Whanganui iwi, and particularly the mandated group, because when we went to Whanganui, actually it was an excellent sort of opportunity for us to hear kanohi ki te kanohi from all of the submitters. So, sir, in this case, I think the important thing is just to go through some of the sort of various groups that submitted, and the ones that actually really stood out. And then it was the influence of their submissions that actually we re-looked at the bill and made some suggested changes. So I think the first one is really around the fact is that I want to talk about the Maniapoto Māori Trust Board, because, sir, they raised concerns that this settlement of historical claims regarding the Whanganui River could compromise their future settlement opportunities. So these concerns, sir, were similar to a claim filed with the Waitangi Tribunal, which stated that the Whanganui River settlement covers offshoots of the river. that are exclusively managed by Ngāti Maniapoto, which were included without Maniapoto's mandate. Sir, we are advised that this bill explicitly states it does not settle Ngāti Maniapoto's historical claims to the river. And furthermore, sir, Ngāti Maniapoto's future redress will be subject to an overlapping claims process which will involve Whanganui iwi. That's the first one. The next one, sir, was Te Runanga o Ngāti Maru, and they raised similar concerns. The Whanganui River settlement does not settle the historical claims of Ngāti Maru, and their role, sir, as an iwi with interest in the river is recognised in the ongoing management of Te Awa Tupua. The other one, sir, which was very interesting, and brings this value of kanohi ki te kanohi, was the Uanuku Charitable Trust, which expressed concerns that the Waikune prison site, currently held within the Lynn's Land Bank and leased to the Whanganui Māori Trust Board, would not be available for its future settlements. We have been advised, sir, that the prison is Crown land, held in the Lynn's Land Bank, and will therefore be available for future treaty settlements subject to negotiation with the Crown and an overlapping claims process. Sir, there were also some concerns which have led to us to recommend changes to the bill as originally introduced. Concerns were raised about the reference to some groups as hapu groups and who would consider themselves to be iwi on the right. Sir, I think that particular one has been addressed, and to make sure that it's clear, we recommended the amendment of the state that Uanuku and Ngāti Hoa may be viewed as iwi within the broader context of the Whanganui iwi. So that is some of the work that we've done to date. It'll be interesting to move through to the committee stage, but sir, finally, it is my great pleasure to commend this bill to the House. E mihi atu kia koutou katoa e Whanganui iwi. Ngā mihi.